That's a Rockville. That's a Rockville connection.
I'm ready.
All right, Ken, you're rolling.
Yep.
All right, here we go. 95.7 The Hog, Daytona's rock station. I am Briggs, that is intern Steve over there. More importantly, Josh and Amelia are here from SR Prod. It's time for a Morning Hog Brew review! Finally back in the saddle on a Friday, and hi, welcome. Oh my God, you brought a special guest. Holy God. I had not looked over at you yet, because I saw your beard, and I was like, well, that's an impressive beard, too. Who's that dude?
It's my brother. No, it's not.
Oh, well, it'd be impressive.
So this is Brent from Sierra Nevada.
Brent's from Sierra Nevada! I knew who it was. We
Awesome.
met before. I'm just kidding, man. Welcome back, man.
Thank you.
Welcome
It's great
back.
to be here.
Good to have you in our studio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Steve vacuumed, so everything's real nice and ready, and put up an air freshener. You brought some of your beers, and let me tell you something. I have spent a lot of, not just weekends, but just long stretches of days enjoying all of your products, and I can't wait to dig back into it. Let's talk about what we're sampling today.
Thanks, Bruce. And actually, when first we met, we were enjoying my product at the Ormond Beach Beer Fest earlier this year. That was a good time.
I felt like I was taking advantage of you then. Here,
Not
I
at
feel
all.
like this is a joint effort.
Not at
You
all.
get to have some now, too. You get to sip.
Well, listen, I also enjoy my product, so it's
Good.
really no problem at all. But
Good.
yeah, we'll jump right into it. We'll start here with our classic, our flagship, if you will. This is our Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. No clever names needed here. This is our one of our first three beers that we started brewing in 1980. So we actually, as of last week, we're 41 years old. 41-year-old brewery. And
happy birthday,
Thank you.
Sierra
That's
Nevada!
right.
That's almost as old as
exactly
me.
right. It's older than me.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of the beer that started the craft beer revolution as we know it. This was our expression of an American style pale ale. Of course, the British have been brewing the pale ale style for many, many years, but this is an all-American hop version, mostly Cascade hops. And when this came on the scene, imagine 1980. Your options were pretty limited. A lot of yellow lagers, basically. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but this was something so completely and wholly new, and it took a little while and gathered a little steam behind it. From our first brewery in Chico, California, Northern California.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it sort of moved east, and as it did, some of our older craft brewery friends started opening, and so this really paved the way for that hop forward American style pale ale, which will get us into the IPAs here. We'll talk about in a little bit. So, but the things to know about this beer that are really important is it's all whole cone hops. We're not using any pelletized hops or any sort of liquid hops, which are definitely used in the industry, and there's nothing wrong with that. We just feel like the whole cone hop adds a little bit more flavor to it, and it's, as I said, it's predominantly Cascade hops, which until about 3 years ago was the number one in terms of volume cultivated hop in the world.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
And we'll talk about what replaced it in just a little bit. But 5.6% ABV. It's the green bottle. Everybody knows it as the green bottle or the green can. And it's got the beautiful Sierra Nevada mountains on the front of the label. And so it's pretty easy to find around your local retailers, your Publixes, your Independents, your Total Wines, and things like that. You shouldn't have any trouble finding this.
Usually Amelia tells us a great story or reads the label, but I think you just kind of told the story right there. We have that
Seriously.
one. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do any work this
Well,
time.
hold up.
Yeah.
I do have one question.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
On the bottle, it
Yes.
says bottle conditioned. What does that mean?
Great question. So, not all of our beers are bottle conditioned, but some other breweries do this as well. And basically, it's after the bottle is filled with the liquid, with a completed beer.
Right.
You're going to add a little bit of brewer's yeast in there,
Okay.
and a little bit of sugar, and so there's a little bit of extra fermentation.
Really?
Yeah, after the beer itself is quote unquote brewed. It's finished brewed, but it finishes off in the bottle. And actually, once we package our bottles and our cans that are bottle or can conditioned, we actually keep them in the brewery for an extra 2 weeks just to make sure quality-wise that there are no imperfections or anything like that. So there's no real concern of like exploding or pop tops or anything like that. Anything to add to that?
That's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Josh has seen that? You've seen
Yeah,
that
we've
before?
all seen that. So, but great question for sure. Not every beer is like that, but certainly our pale ale is. So.
That is a great beer, and it's one of those beers that I remember the first time that I had it, because it was at a concert, and we just got done with a big concert weekend, and we've recovered, I think. But it was like a concert weekend. It's where you associate beers with moments, And I didn't even appreciate what goes into it now, but now that's an old timer right there.
It is, and it's unique as well because being 41 years old now, we are still family owned. We're still owned by the gentleman who started the brewery, Ken Grossman, and his family, 100%.
Really?
And so when we started, speaking of concerts, a friend of ours named Jerry Garcia started picking up our porter.
I've heard of that dude.
You've heard of that guy, right?
I
Sounds
guy.
familiar.
R.I.P. But he really started bringing our porter, which is another style of beer we don't have with us today, but it was Sierra Nevada porter, and he would bring that to his concerts, and so a lot of the Deadhead folks really gravitated towards our beer. And again, that's what sort of precipitated that sort of growth in craft, West Coast to East Coast. So a cool music connection there as well for us as well.
I heard a pop. We've got one more beer to try on this side. And this
that's
is
right.
Josh. You have teased us with this beer before, and satisfied us with this as well. If I can say
It's
that.
finally here.
Yeah.
I can't wait to try this one.
Have you not had this, Steve?
No, I've never seen it.
What?
Never
Really?
heard of it.
Really?
Never tried. No.
It's
You
time
should
for
try walking around with your eyes open.
Come on, man.
Look out.
I've got 4 of them. All right.
Shots
Josh
fired.
just smoked you. Wow. All right. I know this beer. Josh, tell us about it.
So you got Sierra Nevada's Celebration. This is their winter seasonal, if you will.
Oh my God, I love this
And I'm
beer.
going to let Brent get into
Yeah.
it.
Oh wow.
I love this beer
Oh.
so much.
I was just going to drink while you talk.
Wow.
No, this is by far our most popular seasonal beer. And as Josh mentioned, it is our winter seasonal, but unlike most winter seasonals, it's not a spiced beer, it's not a winter warmer, it's not a stout, it's not a porter.
Right.
This is a fresh hop IPA. And when we say fresh hop IPA, typically, so hops are only harvested once a year in the northern hemisphere, and then once a year in the southern hemisphere, of course, because the earth is round and seasons change. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
By the way, you flat earthers, you turn this off right now.
Yeah, turn it off.
Go buy
It's
Sierra
real
Nevada.
controversial.
That's right.
So we harvest all our hops in the northern hemisphere, typically from Washington, Oregon, Idaho is the bulk of them.
Okay.
We cryovac them, freeze them, ship them via train to our breweries. One in Chico, California, as I mentioned, our new one in Mills River, North Carolina, and then we use those hops throughout the year. But this beer is different. We cryovac these hops, we ship them, and we dump them straight in. So this is the freshest fresh hop IPA that you can get. These hops were not stored. These hops were on the vine literally a month and a half ago. And again, we're using whole cone hops, so we're not pelletizing them, we're not liquefying them. We're using them in their whole state right off the vine. And again, a lot of Centennial and Cascade in this beer. But this beer, like our brewery, is this came out for the first time in 1981. So this is a 40-year-old
really?
recipe.
I had no idea.
Really?
Yep. So this is our fourth oldest beer behind Pale Porter and Stout, but this is by far our most popular seasonal and probably our third or fourth most popular beer overall for our portfolio. So come November 1st, it's celebration season.
Yeah.
We've got it. It's out in the market. Our friends at SR Perrott have got it out in the market. Look for it on draft. Look for it. And this year's special, it's all in cans. Before, Steve, maybe you've seen it in the bottle and so you didn't recognize that it was a nice big red can. We've gone to all cans this year. Perhaps that's the reason. I'm giving you an out, my friend.
A couple of thoughts about this beer. I am furious with myself for decades of deprivation and not knowing that beer was around.
Absolutely.
Thanks to SR Perrott for putting it in front of my face a few years ago so I can know about it. And then, it's as you mentioned, it does not drink like a seasonal at all.
Yep.
It makes me mad that that's not available 12 months out of the year.
But how could it be? You can't have fresh hops 12 months out of the
That's
year.
a good point.
Unless, I guess,
I hadn't thought about weather and the earth. Well,
Yeah,
the
the earth.
earth. When you had the earth round thing, it threw Steve off.
Yeah, he's done.
Also, you mentioned another thing that made me think about it. Steve, you've described this dream before. He has this dream. He says he's like a hobo in the dream, and he's walking with a bindle and a stick, and he jumps on a train full of hops and eats his way out to the other side and falls off the train.
Like a
dream.
hobo?
Like a hobo.
Well, yeah, that was
Wasted.
yeah. Yeah. He got drunk on hops, just hops. Yeah. Well, how about that dream? What do you want to analyze that, Brent?
No,
Maybe not.
yeah.
You know
I have
what?
a lot to say about
This is a really good time to take a break. We got more Sierra Nevada beers to try. SR Perrott has been kind enough to bring Brent from Sierra Nevada, and more coming up on the Morning Hog Brew Review. Josh and Amelia from SR Perrott are here. Stick around.